What's up, gamers? DreamcastGuy here, talking today about Cyberpunk 2077 because, shockingly, it just got delayed again. Yes, I am being completely serious. This has got to be one of the most delayed games of all time because they have had entire giant pushbacks from months to years. I mean, this is one of those games that, I honestly think it's going to be amazing. This might be Game of the Year, but it has been just delayed for an 18th time. Now, I want to read their official statement and kind of read into what I think it actually means. So let's take a look at it. This was just released over on Twitter. I'm still just shocked that this is real, but here we go. Hey everyone, today we've decided to move the release date of Cyberpunk 2077 by 21 days. The new release date is December 10th. Now, a lot of people have been speculating that it would get some sorts of delay, but most people are thinking that it was going to be shoved into like February or March. But the fact that it's still coming this year, that's decent. I'm happy that we're getting this, still within the next month or so. Most likely, there are many emotions and questions in your head, so first and foremost, please accept our humble apologies. The biggest challenge for us right now is shipping the game on current-gen, next-gen PC at the same time, which requires us to prepare 9 separate versions of the game, with Xbox One X compatibility on Xbox Series X and S, PS4 Pro compatibility with the PlayStation 5, PC, and Stadia, while working from home. Since Cyberpunk 2077 evolved towards almost being a next-gen title somewhere along the way, we need to make sure that everything works well and every version runs smoothly. We're aware it might seem unrealistic when someone says 21 days they can make a difference in such a massive and complex game, but they really do. This is a huge thing. Like, a lot of game developers have been talking about this. I've heard a bunch of rumblings and rumors, and the thing is that everybody, like casual gamers, or a lot of people that are just like, armchair game developers are saying, you know what, it can't be that hard to make stuff for new gen and last gen. It's just a matter of, turning the graphics up or down. But that's just not the case. There is technology inside the PlayStation 5 that does not exist in the PS4. Making a game that can run at its maximum frame rates with decent smoothness on those two separate consoles, those are basically two separate games. It's kind of crazy to me that people think that they could just flip a switch and now it's a PlayStation 5 version. The fact that they're doing this with the Xbox One, Xbox One X, Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, I am sympathetic to them, and I'm not shocked by this. The more I read their statement, the more it kind of sinks in that this was absolutely mandatory. Now let's finish off what they're saying here. Some of you might also be wondering what these words mean in light of us saying we achieved our goal to master some time ago, which, that basically means it's done. Passing certification or going gold means the game is ready, can be completed, and has all content in it. But it doesn't mean we're stopped working on it and raising the quality bar. On the contrary, this is the time where many improvements are being made, which are still then distilled via the Day Zero patch. This is the time period we undercalculated. We feel we have an amazing game in our hands, and we're willing to make every decision, even the hardest ones, if it ultimately leads to you getting a video game you'll fall in love with. Yours, Adam Badowski and Marcin Urievski. Okay, let's break this down. The biggest thing is, I kind of saw this coming, but not for any public reasons. So, obviously, I review a lot of games. My biggest videos are typically the reviews and stuff. Those are kind of what explode. A lot of times there are these places I go to get my review copies. And what's really been strange is when I've gone there recently to try and request a copy of some sort of like upcoming game, Cyberpunk completely vanished about 20 days ago. And normally, about a month before a game comes out, that's when I can start talking to developers and stuff about getting a copy to try and review, right? So the fact that the game completely vanished and I couldn't even ask anybody any questions, that made me start to think that something was amiss. Normally when this happens, it's because a delay is about to come down. Now, I completely thought that this was going to be much more substantial. I completely believed that this was going to be shoved into next year. The fact that it's only 21 days isn't too bad, but I do think that this is going to bring up the conversation of crunch again. I know some people are a little bit weird about, oh, I don't want to talk about crunch, don't talk about game developer crunch. But I think that people are going to realize that the people who are pushing this game, the people who are there 6 days a week, 10 hours a day, those people have a lot more crunch ahead of them to get this game as perfect as possible. But taking a step back with just my gamer hat on, I think I understand why they had to do this. The hype around this game is tantamount. The people who are excited for this, a lot of people are already assuming that this might be one of the best games ever made. The fact that we're going to have Keanu freaking Reeves, gaming Jesus himself, the man from the 90s who's taken over the internet, the fact that he's going to be a major character in this game, which is going to be open world and have guns and RPG elements and maybe dick customization, like, this sounds like it is going to be a monumental freaking day for all gamers to be excited for. So the fact that they pushed it back, I think the main reason they did this is because CD Projekt Red, more than anything, they realized that first impressions count. Your game, the second, like in 2020 especially, people want your game to be amazing on day one. 100% the reason I think that crappy Avengers game died is because eventually it's going to be good. Like, in 6 months or 12 months, that game will probably be great. But the first impression completely tanked it. I think that CD Projekt Red realizes that they need Cyberpunk to come out and already be an instant success. They want to make sure that as soon as you start playing, as soon as you pick up that controller, it's the best game you've ever played, or at least that's the intention. But I guess we're all going to know soon in about, a month and a half. So yeah. We got 5 weeks till launch now instead of 3, and that kind of sucks, but we're going to see it very, very soon anyways. What do you think about this delay? Is it shocking to you? Tell me your thoughts in the comments down below, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. But do me the biggest favor of all, and keep dreaming. I did just put up another video, by the way, about the PlayStation 5 impressions. Go watch that video. It's really good. I'm happy with how it came out. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.